Hello, hello. So this is a question I get asked quite a bit about obsidian, especially about crystals. And for those that are new to this channel, this is Alice with Ascension Crystals of the One True Heart. You may know me from Ascension to Love as well. You can have a look at all crystals on aliceheath.com. But in the meantime, let's get to this video. Nice, short and sweet. Obsidian, this incredible volcanically formed crystal. It can be seen either just plain black, very deep, very dark, very vibrant in its blackness and its depth of color. And also you can have silver sheen, gold sheen, rainbow sheen, obsidian, which is where the bubbles when the obsidian is forming are within the actual obsidian, and it creates the whether it's illusion or whether it's vision of it having a silver, rainbow, or gold sheen. So, for example, and I wonder if the camera will pick this up. This is just plain black. I love plain black ink, black obsidian. This is a gold sheen obsidian. Can you see the sheen on it here? It's much more clearer in real life. Then we have silver sheen dragon. Can you see the silver shining off it? Once again, much more clearer in real life and under real sun rather than in a room. But what I really want to share is, so obsidian is such a friend, such an ally to each one of us. And it's a fantastic crystal that wants to actually be with the guardian. It wants to be worn. It wants to be on the person. Obviously, if you're looking at an ankh that is this big or a crystal this big, that's more of a space setter. You're not exactly going to carry one of these around your neck, right? But obsidian is a protector crystal. It absorbs energy. It's a very psychic crystal. It works in the non-physical realms quite a bit, and it shows up in the physical realms, of course, as the beautiful crystal that we know. They are great palm stones to walk around with. They are wonderful to have as a little ankh around your neck, because what they will do is they will be protecting you from any psychic energy that you're either walking into or is directed towards you. So, for example, I had a palm stone like this in my pocket this one day, and I didn't know why I actually had it with me. It was one of those where it just felt like that would be a really good thing. It was the last thing that I grabbed before I left the house, and I was going to see a couple of friends. I was going to go see a couple of friends, and it was really interesting because I walk in, and they were in their office, and as soon as I walked into the building, the obsidian jumped out of my pocket and shattered everywhere. Obsidian is a very lively crystal. And I was like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Why has it done that? I was like very fond of that little palm stone. And what I realized when I picked up all the shards, and of course, obsidian is very, very, very sharp if it breaks. So do be careful. It's what we used to use as knives and tools, right, before we created them out of metal. But what had occurred earlier is the two friends that I was going to see had a big argument, and there was a lot of tension in the air. And without knowing that, I'd walked into that, and obsidian took the hit. It literally jumped out my pocket, went and shattered everywhere. And in that moment, it alchemized. It changed the energy, and it took it and it exchanged it, because energy, you can't just get rid of energy, right? It has to go somewhere. And so when obsidian is absorbing energy and then breaking, what it's actually doing is it's converting that energy into a big kinetic chain, a big response. And it alchemizes that energy for you. Because, a lot of people think, oh, well, if my obsidian breaks, it's because someone's directing psychic attack at me or something like that. It's not always the case. Sometimes you're just walking into an energetically dense place. That could be outside somewhere if there's been a lot of stuff happen in a particular place or a landmark. That could be your home. That could be you receive a crystal and straight away it breaks, because as soon as you receive it, especially if it's in the shape of an ankh. I mean, saying that, my partner wears one of these and he's wore it for every single day and it's never broke. But then you might get an ankh, and ankhs do this quite a bit just because of the nature of the symbol and because of how protective and empowering they are. But you might get a crystal and it might be made out of some type of obsidian, and if and when, and it doesn't always break, like I say, all the obsidian that I've had in my house, it's been here for ages and it's never gone anywhere. There's only been the one piece that's ever broke for me, and that's when I went somewhere. But if an obsidian piece breaks around you, it's not necessarily a comment about you. but it has done its job, its mission. It wanted to protect you and it did. It took on an energy. We don't have to analyze what that energy was. You don't need to worry about it because obsidian took it on and cleared it out. It's also a really powerful stone for prophecy. That's why they're used as scrying mirrors. I have a couple of scrying mirrors in my medicine room and I love them, like the depth that you can go into and the realms that you can traverse by scrying into scrying mirror. Just phenomenal. But they're wonderful to have carvings made out of because it really enlivens and brings to light whatever the carving is. It brings that depth. And of course, obsidian has many, many, many more qualities, but just to name a few, it's protective, it's grounding. If it's silver sheen, it adds that intuitive psychic aspect, expanding that and protecting that if you work a lot in the astral realms. If it's gold sheen, that's very solar enhanced, abundantly so, right? You're creating in the flow and alignment that pure abundance can do because it carries that gold ray. If it's rainbow, like kids love rainbow obsidian. I remember when I first started having crystals in my home, becoming a custodian of them, my nephews, that was the first thing they ran to was, "Oh, I want this, can I have this?" It was rainbow obsidian because it's such a safe stone. It's really beautiful. I'm such a fan of obsidian. I can't talk long enough about it, but I just wanted to share that. Same with dragons. Sometimes if you might get a dragon, and once again, this rarely happens. I've only ever heard of one ankh breaking from any of my clients that have ever got a pendant size ankh. And that was a gift. It wasn't one that was purchased. It was a gift to that client because it felt like the ankh told me that it needed to go there. And for whatever reason, it absorbed an energy and helped clear something, whatever it was. Same with the dragon. I gifted a dragon and the dragon broke as soon as I left it in its place with my friend. And once again, it's not because, oh, there's something wrong with the person. No, 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 it's done its job. That's its service. That's one of the main services of obsidian is to protect, clear, and alchemize psychic energy, non-physical energy. It's a portal in between worlds and it's a void space to draw it in, especially energy that maybe we as humans, no matter how psychic you are, can really necessarily see, right? Or feel. So it's incredible. I absolutely love it. They are great to, like, this is a great crystal as well to have in the water part of your home if you're familiar with feng shui. Right? Anyway, I'm not going to go on any longer. That's that. I hope that it was helpful. If there's any crystals that you are called to, please feel welcome to email me at crystals@aliceheath.com, or you can go to aliceheath.com, the website. There will be a crystal section launching in the next 2 weeks. Okay, so you can buy directly from the site then. In the meantime, it's through email only. So much love and so many blessings. Bye for now.